What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? It's your boy back again. And now I'm telling you, you see, I have this on, right? Morgan State, repping my school. 10 things that I learned from college, the good stuff. These are all the good things that I learned while I was going to college. And of course, it's not the like the actual classroom stuff that I learned, but this is all the stuff that I learned just looking, watching, and being in that environment, right? So let's get into it. Number one, you get to learn what you want to and what you care about. So meaning that if you made a decision to go to college, right, you usually have found out, or like it's best to find out, okay, what you want to do, what you want to study, and what you kind of want to learn so that you can use this and utilize that skill to go out and do blah blah blah. So at that point you get to choose that. You get to choose that for yourself, and then wherever you go, then you're like it's you now learning the thing that you want to learn. I went to school for cinematic arts and sciences, again, as I say. So I got to learn how to, because I've always been a creative person, I learned how to put my creativeness in something else, or have a means of putting my creativeness out there. So that's a big thing that I found out that you learned while going to college. I wouldn't tell anybody to go to college just like to go, right? Like because it's costly and all that other stuff. But if you want to actually learn something that you don't feel like you can learn from the internet, YouTube, blah blah, on that level, or that pro level, because you got pros talking to you from your class, depending on what you're going to do. But it's where you can go spend money, right, to learn those things that you want to learn. So and you kind of see what you care about as you're doing it. If you're going to school for business, that's fine, and then business is kind of like not your business, then it's like, okay, now instead of staying and spending money on that business aspect, get a class that teaches you how to monetize things, right? But then move on to something that you actually want to do, like a film, like me, like that's how, or even writing and stuff like that. Number two, you'll be surrounded by people with similar interests. So if you choose your major is film and stuff like that, now you got a whole bunch of people around you who also want to be in film or stuff like that. So it's like now you have people with similar interests around you so that you can share your feelings, share how you feel about stuff, like have these conversations and stuff like that. And you're surrounded by people who care about the same thing you care about, which big W. I always enjoyed that. Like I remember when I was going to school, everybody in my major, we had like a certain room, right? We had this certain room. So then, we had a few rooms at the lowest level of this building, right? So then everybody in that environment were like-minded people. So you can sit down, chat up with people, sit down, watch movies, study movies and stuff like that, because you had the environment for that. Like it was always the college made an environment for that. Now outside of college, you can go join a club, stuff like that, but it's not as easy as to do as an adult, just because you're working a lot of the time. You don't got time to join clubs sometimes and stuff like that. Like AA meetings is a club too, but that's usually a little sadder one. But still, like, I'm not trying to talk down on no AA meetings, but still, like, college had that, or gave you that environment, which I definitely enjoyed, and I learned and I enjoyed that. Now, number three, you have opportunities to meet professionals. I met a director from that show Dexter, the one with the not the cartoon, but the other one. If you know, you know. And have a dialogue with him that I would have never had if I didn't go to that school. I met like other people in the environment or in the major that did that stuff. Like my teachers, a lot of my teachers were in film and do independent films, work on with companies and stuff like that. I had homies who worked on BET, and let me not say BET. I had homies who worked. No, it was BET. I had homies who worked in different environments and even gave me opportunities to work for certain people because of college. Like outside of college, it would have been extremely hard to just get in the door and stuff and do stuff like that. But I was able to be in the environment of these professionals because I had that opportunity in college. So college allows you to have those opportunities. Like I went to HBCU. If we had more money and all that other stuff, we probably would have met more people. But still, you still had a place where you could be in the realm of where other professionals were that you can't really get outside of that. If I wanted to meet the thing is, if you want to meet an NFL player, it's going to be extremely hard. You can't just meet one of them, you feel me? Unless you play football or something like that. But you're not going to just be able to walk up, you feel me? Because most times they're going to be like, nope, get away, all that other stuff. But I was in a realm to meet those people, or a place to meet those people, and then also learn from them, it was amazing, and I greatly appreciate it. Now, number 4, the experiences are extremely educational. So, in the whole of college, yes, you are out there learning from your teachers and stuff like that, but the experience in and of itself, you as a young adult going into this place of adulting yourself, doing stuff, making decisions, making your own schedule, is extremely, like, it's extremely educational, because you are taking this time to do those things, or you're learning these things, and you're moving this certain way, which it's extremely educational. I definitely enjoyed it. I had, like, I would say maybe like the first 3 years with my parents, like I was still living with my parents, but then the last like 2, it was me by myself, right? And like being able to make those own decisions for myself helped me grow as an adult. You feel me? So now I'm more matured, able to do this, understanding the importance of sleep, because you definitely need sleep. I don't know if you understand that as a teenager and all that other stuff, but sleep is extremely beneficial. But even the whole college as a whole gives you that opportunity to do that. Now, if you move in as an adult when you're young, all right, that's one thing. But people who have been in a decently safe environment and stuff like that, you get to be able to do that, or you get to do that, and then you also get to do it by yourself. Like, I had siblings and stuff like that, but me and my brother didn't go to the same college and stuff like that. So I could go and just enjoy my adult self by myself. You can make decisions for myself. And it's extremely educational. Now, what was that? That was number 4. So number 5, you learn how responsible you are. You learn how responsible you are, and you begin adulting. So, like, while going to school and stuff like that, I learned myself, like, okay, I got to be, like, luckily I was always good at waking up and stuff like that, but I got to be able to be here on time. I can't be late. I have to be da-da-da. So you kind of learn that for yourself. So you learn, okay, if I'm not good at waking up, I'm going to be late for this, da-da-da-da, then your teacher mad at you. So then you're learning this, something that you wish your parents probably try to tell you, right? But then outwardly, the world going to treat you different than your parents. Your parents will be like, come on, Jamie, come on, blah, 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 come on, Cindy, you know you got to be on time with stuff, blah, blah, blah. But the world will be like, oh, well, you was late. You not coming to my door, bye. You feel me? And it shows you how responsible you are, and how responsible you need to be able to get this stuff done. You feel me? Get life done. So it's like, I learned so much from being in college, because all the stuff that my parents tried to teach me that I didn't grasp onto, you feel me? The world made me learn. The world was like, you got to learn it, because if you don't learn it, the world's here, gonna smoke you if you don't learn these things. So college gives you, and you still get somewhat of the safety net to an extent, right? Because they're still nicer than your boss or something like that, because teacher not letting you in the classroom is different than your boss firing you because you always late, So it's like you still have the safety net to an extent, but it's teaching you how to move in the world. Like, it's world before it's world. Because when you go out to the world ain't got time to hear you crying or nothing like that, or saying, oh, I'm sorry, I was late, I wasn't. Yeah, no, come on. The world gonna adult you up real quick. But college is the world, but it's somewhat of that safety net before you get out in the real world by yourself. That was number 5. Now, number 6, you learn how solid you are in your own beliefs. This is kind of, I think I've touched on this a little bit in another video, but you kind of learn how, okay, if you're able to stand your ground. Because the thing is, if in college, freshman year, blah blah, you were a certain way. It's the same with high school to an extent, but high school is different because you're gonna change no matter what, because your body's changing, everything's changing, right? But if you're in college, you think of yourself as a pretty solid and sound individual, and then by the time your last year or your last day and you graduating, you completely different. You see how, okay, maybe the beliefs I had and stood on before wasn't as solid as I thought it was, because now it's different by the time I'm leaving. You feel me? So it's like, it shows you that piece of yourself. Now, if your belief shouldn't have been that way, okay, cool, let it change. Like, allow yourself to change. There's plenty of, and I don't know if this is an example, but I don't think there was any racist kids at my school, but there was white kids at my school, right? And I remember this girl was in my class, my African diaspora class. There was plenty of stuff I did not know, just being black, about just blackness and what happened with the diaspora and stuff like that. But for me, right, me gaining this knowledge helped me understand myself. But then this girl here, this white girl that was in our class, she gained knowledge about me and my culture that she would have never known if she would have never went or been in that class. Now, some of the more woke, I guess, you feel me, and this is, I think, a different woke kids in my class at the time were kind of like, why is she in the class, da, da, da. But I told them, I don't even know if they was trying to hear me out, but I was like, yo, she can reach people I can't reach, you feel me? So if she got a racist granddaddy, you feel me, then she can talk to the racist granddaddy on my behalf with the information that I know about myself better than I can. I can't even talk to that man because he don't even want to hear me, but she can reach people I can't reach. So it's like, it's like my personal beliefs didn't change because these woke people was like, oh, blah blah, you gotta be black first no matter what. Nah, I still gotta love everybody. You feel me? Yeah, I'm sure enough black. You feel me? Sure enough. But at the same time, your beliefs ain't changing how I move. You feel me? But I am still educating myself and like adding to or changing the negative beliefs that I had. Because if that girl was racist and she sat in the African diaspora class, you really likely not gonna be as racist when you find out what happened to black folk in that time with the diaspora. It was not nice. It was really not nice. I'm gonna just say that now. But yeah, so it's like college shows you how solid you are in your beliefs. So it's like if they need to change, they'll likely be able to change. And if you really standing on business and it is what it is, you feel me, and you just think the way you think it, then you're gonna think the way you're thinking, but you're gonna gain that understanding from being in college, and you get to see how solid you are in your beliefs while going to college. That's definitely was for me. That's what I learned. Now, number 7, I'm pretty sure I was on 7. You can try new things and have new experiences. I definitely had new experiences, tried new things. I started going to I went to, and pray for me, because now that I look back at those Jimmy's, it was fun, but it was not needed. I started going to clubs and stuff. I used to hang out at bars and sit down with my homies. I didn't really drink still, so this is me being sober. I'm hanging out, blah blah blah, as a young adult. But I got to have a lot of different experiences just off of that. I started dating in college and stuff like that, so I had all these different experiences, and I started realizing things that the difference between the things that I care about, these experiences that I care about that are big and substantial in my life, versus the ones that are it's fun but it's not really substantial and it doesn't feed me. But you still have the opportunity to have those experiences, because it's okay, I'm in college, I'm still respectful of my parents, but it's not like they can't stop me from going to blah 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 and all that other stuff, because I'm a young adult and I can do da da da. So I get to have those experiences in that time frame, which is it's great and it's fun to have. You feel me? But that's number 7. You can try new things, have new experiences, even food. I was trying a lot of different foods out there too. Boy, got a little chubby, but had to get back in there. But anyways, number 8. You pursue professionalism. So it's you trying to get good. You get the experience of trying to get good and stuff like that. For me, a lot of my college years, I was fully on college, not working at the same time, right? So a lot of my time was to school. When I wasn't in school, I was at church, and then any other time other than hanging out and stuff like that, I was literally trying to get professional. So I'm trying to get good at this thing, be able to do this thing well, do this great. you're pursuing that professionalism, whether it's music, film, like like mathematics, writing, any of those fields. You're trying to get a level of professionalism, and you get to have that going to school because I'm learning and at the same time I'm practicing. You feel me? Learning and practicing. It's like, okay, I'm learning this thing and then I'm putting it to action, see how it is. And there's definitely, you can look at my YouTube channel. I definitely put some L's up there. There's some films up there that's like, oh, that boy did that. But at the same time, it was me at the time pursuing getting good at what I'm doing, So you get to have that while going to college, like learning and then practicing what you're learning. Now, number 9, you learn your limits and abilities. So with learning and stuff like that, so you learn, okay, what you get the opportunity to learn, okay, I'm not able to take a test or do blah 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 if I stay up all night. I learn how to study properly so that I can gain I can gain something and then use it out later on. So you learn all of these abilities and stuff like that in college. Like you can learn it outside of college. This is just stuff that I also learned in college. So I learned how to do that. I learned how I like to study. I learned that I'm a note taker. Right? At the end of the day, I can get the best results if I'm taking notes. You talk whatever you want to talk to me, but I need to write that Jimmy down. If you tell me not to write it down, I'm gonna try my best. You can't be too mad at me if you ain't let me write it down. It is what it is, But you kind of learn your limits and abilities. So it's like there's certain stuff that's like even I got homies that I didn't learn this. I ain't learned this there, but I had homies that learned how lightweight they were. Like, oh, I can't drink more than blah blah blah. I can't do da da da. And luckily, you're in a shell to an extent that has a safety net on it, like safety net behind like, okay, you're not fully in the world right now, right? It's kind of the world before the world, being that you there's a safety net around. You can do these things, test these limits because there's not so much bad repercussions. You feel me? Like high school, if you don't go to high school, I think they lock you up or something like that. College, it's a choice that you go and do this, right? You choose to go and do this, spend money to do this and all that other stuff. So being that you had that choice, you can see your abilities and limitations. You get to make your own schedule, stuff like that. So I think that's something big that I took away from going to college, right? So final one, number 10. You step into adulthood. Like it's the step into adulthood before adulthood. Because going to college, I had the safety net of also living with my parents for maybe a few years, right? Until like they moved and I was still finishing college. But you get that safety net to be an adult, but also still be like young and learning, and people treat you that way. Not saying everybody want to be treated like a baby. No, you're not being treated like a baby. It's more like you are being treated like a young adult in this realm that's trying to learn how to be an adult well or do adulthood well. So you still kind of have the safety net, but you're also coming into adulthood, being an adult and stuff like that. So yeah, which I think is extremely beneficial. It's extremely beneficial because it helps you know how to do adulthood better. So like when you're thrown into being an adult as a child, you feel me? Sometimes it's really hard because you're still thinking like a kid. You feel me? Or it forces you to think like an adult at a young age, right? And that being forced upon people is not beneficial. It doesn't help. College, for me, this is what I learned. Being able to go there gave me that kind of safety net to be able to do that and still learn how to be an adult correctly. You feel me? So those were the 10 things that I learned from college, all the good stuff. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this video gets to you well. And yeah, it's your choice to go to college. Like be prepared. Be prepared to spend money because you need to spend money. But I wouldn't go for something that you're not gonna use. You feel me? Don't go if you can't. If you going to college just to go to college, all right. But that means you're gonna be in debt, and you better be able to use that thing that you had. Like them skills that you learned and had from college, you better be able to monetize and do something with it. Because if not, then what's the use? You done paid thousands of dollars to be able to put a car together, but then you never make no car. All right. Thank y'all for watching.